This wonderful Wednesday afternoon. I hope the rain is not getting to you. I hope it's not too cold where you are. We're here to talk about something that is just about the direct opposite of, well, cold. Yep. This every, well, penultimate Wednesday, we're here at 2 p.m. to talk about, well, issues concerning fire, the control of fire, and fighting of fire as well. I'm your feel good radio friend, Icon. I'm here with four fantastic personalities. I'm going to introduce them in a minute. The program is interactive. Let me let you know that right now. We will not waste time with opening the phone line so that we can hear from you, the most valuable listener. Right, I'm here this afternoon with I'm trying to call the rank. I don't want to I don't want to call your name without calling the rank. But as I see here, Oyinda John, the Superintendent of Fire, Head of Department Inspectorates and Investigation. It's a pleasure to have you here. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Right. I'm here also with the Assistant Chief Fire Superintendent, the Public Relations Officer of the Command, Ogbowe Tombra. That's BYSG State as well. It's a pleasure to have you here. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thanks for having me.
Right. I'm here also with, Principal Fire Superintendent Prevention and Training, John Bull Tamor Hansen. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, listeners.
It's a pleasure to have you here. And last but not the least, I'm here with, well, the Public Relations Officer, Federal Fire Service BYSG State Command, JF Nimisibofa. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, listeners.
Yes, indeed. All right. This afternoon, just going to get right to it. We will focus on the importance of the fire extinguisher. That's what we're going to focus on. Last week, it looks like we're pushing a particular series now. Last week, we spoke our conversation involved the fire extinguisher. Now we're going to focus principally on the fire extinguisher. So, who do I start from? We're talking about the importance of the fire extinguisher. First of all, what is the fire extinguisher for people who don't know?
Thank you very much once again. My name is JF Nimisibofa. A fire extinguisher is one of the basic first aid firefighting apparatus that is used to extinguish a fire at the earliest stage, that is when the fire is just being discovered. So having it will help to save the day. So that's just basically and very briefly what a fire extinguisher is all about.
Is it absolutely necessary? Is it really important that the fire extinguisher should be part of what a person would have in their house?
Yes, the importance of a fire extinguisher cannot, I repeat, be overemphasized because of how important it is. It's just like the name and the definition that my PRO has given.
Yes.
It's a first aid fire protection device.
Yes.
And it's portable per se. So every household, every office environment, at home, business places, even the church. So if you look, yes, the churches too, because those are public places where people gather, and as well, lives are also found within those places. So the fire extinguisher is very important because it is used at the first instance once a fire is discovered. I said again that you have your role, we have ours, and this is one of the responsibility of the listeners.
All right, this program is dedicated to all things fighting of the fire, and we have the Federal Fire Service as well as the BYSG State Command of the Fire Service here. It's a joint team, and so every other Wednesday, every 2 Wednesdays, we're here talking about, well, issues surrounding fire and how to properly manage fire. Right now, by the way, I'm going to open the phone lines right now. It is 9 minutes past 2. And this conversation is for 30 minutes. So 0906 000 2420 and 0805 455 4123. Those are numbers you can call or send a text message to if you want to get in on the conversation. We're talking about the importance of the fire extinguisher. Now, in prepping for this conversation we're having right now, I did some research as to the reason why people who don't have the fire extinguisher don't have it. And it turns out that a lot of people cited the fact that, it looks like it's expensive, or a lot of people can't afford it. Some people even said they'd rather pray a fire doesn't occur. What's your response to that?
Some persons feel it is not important
You feel it's expensive.
or expensive.
So they rather pray.
Praying will actually not do what one ought to do. It's very necessary, like the saying that if you said education is too expensive, then you try ignorance. It's very necessary for every household to have a fire extinguisher, at least to protect the house and the environment from avoidable fire incidents.
Yes.
Or when the fire is at the beginning, the incipient stage, so to say. So we advise every household, business owners, to have extinguishers, because it does not inform you when it will happen. So on that ground, you need to have extinguisher as a preventive measure, as a standby backup.
Yes.
Although we are not praying for it, but at times, even if you say you should let it not happen, it does happen. So it is very, very important. Please, let us not try ignorance, or let us not say we are praying. Even those that are praying, at times, the unexpected do happen. So we should try and have it. It's very, very important.
Speaking of prayer, I am in prepping for this in prepping for this show, for this conversation we're having right now. I also stumbled upon a particular person that said a lot of churches should have their own fire service because most of them pray with fire. Just everything by fire. Yeah. Okay, but let's get serious now. How affordable is there any truth, or is it a valid concern that people say it's too expensive, and how affordable are the fire extinguishers? The different sizes.
If they say the fire extinguisher is too expensive,
Yeah.
I just want to ask, some of us, we have television sets, we have DVD sets, we have AC. If you put all those things together, how much is this stuff? And then you want to compare it to fire extinguisher. Okay, put even your life. How much is a life? You cannot compare life to money.
And the fire can take all those things
God
out.
bless you.
Okay.
You cannot compare life to money. So you're saying fire extinguisher expensive? No, it's not expensive.
Right. Some people have the fire extinguisher in their workplace, their business place, their car, their church, their place where it's required to have the fire extinguisher. But then I got to find at some point in time that there's also a validity period. It expires after some time. How true is this? And what's the duration that when after you get the extinguisher, what's the duration between when you get it and when you should change it if it expires?
Okay, thank you very much for this question, and I will answer it straight.
Yeah.
Just like you have a time frame to service your vehicle and any other thing, the extinguishers have a time frame of a maximum of 6 months. Okay. 6 months, that's the maximum time you are supposed to look at the extinguisher and take them for servicing. And when we say servicing is different when you're talking about maybe refilling or even procuring some other things. Servicing has to do with you looking at the vehicle and replacing some of those things that are not properly fixed again on the extinguisher, because the extinguisher has different parts and all that.
Yes.
Then you look at the pressure too. The pressure of the extinguisher, the content of the extinguisher. These are the areas where we are saying that every 6 months you look at this thing and take them to the professional to do that servicing, because it is important. Because if you don't service the extinguisher and it's there, it's just like somebody who have a gun and maybe the gun is there and you are not thinking about checking your bullet, because the extinguisher itself is a container that has content inside. So if you have a content or a bullet that has expired or cannot serve the purpose again, then it's as good as you have no fire extinguisher there, because if the content inside has expired or the discharge hose is bad and you have it there, when the eventuality happens, it will fail you because it's a mechanical device. It has other components that you need to be checking periodically.
Well done. Right, I would like you to get in on that conversation as well. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions as well concerning fighting fire, concerning the best way to handle it, concerning the use of the fire extinguisher, how to get it, yes, feel free to reach out right now. This conversation ends at 2:30. It's currently 2:17. 0906 000 2420 and 0805 455 4123. I'm here with the fantastic four men from the combination of the Federal Fire Service and the BYSG State Fire Service as well. We're having a conversation on the importance of the fire extinguisher. By the way, if you try to call and you don't get through, send a text message. As soon as you get it, I'll read it and you'll get a response. Right, what else do you want to say concerning what you observe as to the general attitude of the public toward the fire extinguisher and what needs to change?
Yes, the general attitude to fire from the public. You see, some of these people had a notion that the fire service is just there and they are not doing anything. And we are here to disabuse their mind. Like my colleague rightly said, we are being paid because of people out there. You see, we are not spirits. We are human beings. We work by information. So our numbers, maybe after this time, will be displayed.
Yes.
In case of anything, call us on time. We will be there on time. And more especially, some of the road users, by the time they hear our siren, that is when they want to maybe compete with us. They will want to block the road. You see, if the traffic is okay, the road is free.
Yes.
We'll get to the place of call as quickly as possible. But when the road is jam-packed, you see, in the course of we going to save life and property, we can't be destroying lives and property on the way. So we'll move slowly. So what we need is information on time.
Okay.
And one thing again, we work with, that is our trucks. We have a considerable number of, let me say, liters of water. So some of them, by the time we get to the place of fire incident, by the time we exhaust that, we'll go back and replenish. And some of them will now say, we don't even come with water. It is not so.
Before we get there, just as you're talking about how people respond to the movement of fire trucks on the road, what is the proper protocol for road users when you hear the siren of the fire truck behind you or anywhere around you?
Once you hear the siren of the fire truck coming behind you or anywhere, the first thing you must do is to give it right of way.
Okay.
Just open up, just clear for it to pass, because you don't even know whether it's your house that is on fire, whether it's your workplace, your shop, or anything that may concern you. You understand? So first thing you do is to give it right of way. Don't ever compete with it because you don't know where it's going to.
Right of way means that you should move out.
You move out
and let it
pass. Yeah, just give good traffic for it to pass straight. You understand? So that it won't hinder the timing for it to arrive at the fire scene, because every second counts in fire emergency.
All right. 0906 000 2420 and 0805 455 4123. We have a message here. This says, this is John from Amarata. In my workplace, we have a fire extinguisher, but the day fire broke out, no one knew how to use it. Then we broke the head. I promise you that's exactly what she said there.
No, we're not doubting you. So,
okay, can we respond to?
Yes, I guess in the desperation trap of that fire, just like open it anyhow.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you very much for this honest question, because we in course of doing our job, we have seen all this. Because sometimes when you go out for training, you ask this simple question, you see different response. But this is an honest question, because he is talking about practical experience.
Yes.
So the issue of training the issue of training is another thing that is pointing to this question. Because if you are not informed, you are deformed. And in as much as you are human, you want to see how you maneuver or try to do something. And in the case of fire emergency, it does not wait. Because if you don't have this information or the right actions to take, it means you are also adding more problem. Because that very incident that they have to break, that is a damage to that particular extinguisher.
How bad is that? How much
damage? It's ridiculous, and this is, I said, it's an honest question, because it's trying to get the real thing now. So we are encouraging, we are talking to the listeners, the public, that they should come. It is our responsibility to do this training, and we are also trying. Sometimes when you even call for free training, because money is not attached to these things. You understand? They feel they don't have anything to benefit. But just like we have been saying this, the issue of fire safety cannot be overemphasized. Because like I used to say, the armed robber, for instance, will come to your house. We only look for valuable things that they can take home. But when fire comes, no matter what he sees there, even if it is you that set that place ablaze and you still remain there, it will consume you. So it's everybody's business. And we need to put our hands together. You have your rule, we have ours. So the issue of training cannot be overemphasized.
Yes.
Come, meet us. Churches, private organizations, individuals, and even company, government agency, and we thank God. We thank God, and we cannot keep this aside. We have to say it. The present government of Bayelsa State, he has a different mindset about this thing. He is concerned with the citizens. That is why they have also seen a way to encourage us to come out so that we talk to the public. Okay. And this does not only lie with the government. Individuals can still come out to sponsor this kind of program. Okay. Individuals who have this information, who know the damage that fire can cause, can also meet us to see how we do this thing collaboratively to organize public programs like this, to educate the public. The churches as well can also come and meet us to see how we'll organize this program, to train the church members, so, which by large it will spread to the different communities or families that are concerned about this, because fire safety is everybody's business.
Okay, so what you're saying is groups of people, organizations can approach the fire service and request to be trained in how to use the extinguisher and how to fight fire.
Exactly, that's correct.
Right. If you're listening to this now, do know that there's some value there and you can approach. And of course, I asked last week that how approachable, and someone also asked that, so how approachable, and the answer was the fire service is very approachable. There's another message here. This will probably make you laugh as well. It says, why are you people not arresting when people fail to install the service or service their fire extinguisher? Below no day. This is Timmy from Gogene. Are you permitted to arrest people who don't have extinguishers? What's the penalty for having a building with no extinguisher, or business place or something?
Okay, I think this very question is important, and we have to answer it the way it is. We can arrest, and even those who are saying this, if you observe that kind of thing, just like one of us have mentioned, that we cannot be everywhere, and you have noticed that somebody who has a gas station does not have a single fire extinguisher, come and inform us and tell us. We will come and take that action. Okay. Because it's punishable. Even before you start selling, you are supposed to have gone through these processes to ensure that we have seen, to certify that this place is safe for you to run this business, considering the neighborhood and all that. So,
okay, we're running off of our conversation right now. For people who want to get the numbers and know the location of the fire service in Bayelsa State, would you let that out as well so people can get the number?
The Federal Fire Service emergency number here in Bayelsa State, 081 360 58095, or you can still approach us at the Federal Secretariat at Osbo Lake Road, rooms A80 to A82. Thank you very much.
You can get to the Bayelsa State Fire Service at 080 6473 0772. We are also located at the Obele, Ovum, close to Obele Junction.
Alright, so I'm going to take final thoughts from two of you, because if we say all four, we'll run out of time. So just two final thoughts very quickly as we end our conversation this afternoon.
Well, we are appealing to the public that they should always listen to this station at the same time by 2 o'clock, and we are open to receive questions, even your worries. We are there to listen to you. Whenever you approach us, we will give you that training. It is not limited to corporate groups, churches, and maybe a large number of persons. Individually too, you can as well come, and we'll give you that training on how to handle and operate the extinguisher, so that in case there is any emergency, you will know what to do.
All right. Unfortunately, that's as much as we're able to take for this afternoon. This program is going to be back again in 2 weeks. It's fortnightly, so this week and the one after next week. That's how we get it. I'm your Feel Good Radio friend. I've been here speaking with. Hold on. I've been here speaking with. I don't want to say Superintendent of Fire, Oyinda John, that's SOF Oyinda John. I'm even here also with Assistant Chief Fire Superintendent Obowe Tombra. I've been here also with Principal Fire Superintendent John Bull Tamor Hansen, as well as JF Nimisimbofa, the Public Relations Officer at Federal Fire Service BYSG State Command. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here with us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
I also have to say thank you to Timmy from Igbo Guinea and John from America for getting in with their text messages. Keep your doors locked onto People's 93.1 FM, voice of the Nigeria.